Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special guest with me, someone whose story I believe will inspire a lot of you. She's a first-class petroleum and gas engineering graduate with a perfect 5.0 CGPA, the first ever in engineering from Nile University. She's a PTDF scholar, now doing her master's at Imperial College in London, and she also runs a productivity company helping people to maximize their time. Please welcome my very good friend, Precious Okon. Hi.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for reaching out to me. And thank you for your warm introduction.
You're very welcome. Yeah, we are all excited to hear what you have to say. Getting right into it, since we have minimal time, your busy schedule. Let's start from the academic journey, beginning from now. 5.0 CGPA and everything. That's not small work. I mean, how did you stay consistent throughout your years in the university?
Okay. I mean, of course, that's one of the most asked questions. I think if I answered that one, the number of times I should be in my bag, but if I'm not paying me to answer, so it's fine. But yeah, of course, more than anything, it's first and foremost the grace of God. It's God that helped me throughout the journey. And I believe he also was the source of the wisdom that guided me on how to use my time effectively whilst I was there. But of course, I know everyone will be looking for some practical tips, give us them by step.
Breakdown.
I will attempt to see what I can concerning those. So, concerning step by step, I would say that time, like understanding how much time I had and the things that I wanted to get involved in to be able to arrange them within my calendar and work as I ought. To be fair, at that time, I wasn't exactly using the calendar, but I had it to do this and I had alarms and reminders for my items at the time too. And there was lots of hard work. There were times of sacrifice as well. But of course, I've never really been one to sleep too late to prove a point, but at the same time, when the need would arise, you have to pay the price.
Till daybreak.
You have to pay the price. But yeah, I think another thing that I would say helped me as well with that was just understanding how I learned as a person. Okay. So I understood that I was the kind of person that needed to be in class. People that don't attend class and do well, like you guys are the real G. I need to be there.
Foreign concept.
I need to look at the lecturer in his eye, see how he was doing his hand like this, understand how he bent his mouth when he was saying something. Yeah. Like all those things, they serve as visual cues and prompts in my head to attach to those particular concepts. So it was easier to recall those with time and of course reviewing. So let me know. Say every single thing for
Yeah, thank you very much. I would say as for the whole staying up late, I wasn't actually a fan because anytime I did it, it just ended up in unproductive hours. I always knew that it was morning hours for me. I just used to wake up by 4 or 5, to be entering that time. So like you said, you know what works for you, you know how you do it. If you try this one, this does not work, try this other one. Moving on to the next question, what were some of the habits or mindsets that you developed that helped you academically? I know you've already said setting alarms and having to-do lists, but do you have any other ones?
Yeah, definitely. So of course, I said the alarms and all. But I think a key thing was evaluating the things you wanted to stress here. So there was something that I came up with while I was in school, and it was just a thing of identifying what I have chosen will stress me. And while I was in school, I chose that only stress that I would take will come from my academics, SPE, and the fellowship. Those are the primary things. So it was easier to prioritize when those three were in place. And then I could always add or remove around those three items. So I think that's something that helps, where you choose the things that will be your primary stressors so that you're able to prioritize, and when things come, you're able to say no or yes or I'm sorry. I mean, of course, that's still no, but maybe it sounds nice.
Yeah. Be more polite
But,
way.
but yeah, and like you had to regularly review, so you had to be proactive in a sense where you're looking, because you know things that are coming. You can say, I guess I need to read earlier, so that despite the fact that I have this event closer to exams, I'm ready for it then, or I just completely disengage and say I won't be part of that at all. And also knowing when to take breaks. That was something that came as a hard lesson for me, to be fair, because I was in my workaholic era whilst I knew the things I wanted to stress. So even though I chose my primary stressors had children. So
yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
So there was that as well, and just being able to know when you need to take a break, because one thing I've learned generally, especially like at this point in my life, is that who is alive that can be productive?
Yeah,
you have to take care of yourself and then move on.
Yeah, that makes sense. The whole break something, don't worry, we all noticed at some point. Campbell had to come to tell me. Campbell is one of our friends, guys. Campbell had to come to tell me, like, Precious, she on heads, like the amount of work that she's doing. Me, I said, Omo, like I can't. Me, I know. And something I also had to learn was the whole finding out your priorities. Something I know, I mean, I had things I said were priorities, but there were too many. So I had to find the main priorities amongst the priorities. So that one I had to learn it the hard way. But it seems like you already had it up here. So it's something that we are going to share, or you're sharing with everybody now, that I think everybody should take note of. So at any point, like amongst all this, all these lessons, all these life goals, did you struggle? Were there any moments that you doubted you could maintain it?
The answer to this question will come as a shocker to lots of people, but the answer is yes.
Okay.
Because I think some people probably feel like, oh, it was precious. So like,
yeah, that's usually the assumption.
But I promise it wasn't. Like there were days I was just like, bro, no. And I think some of my key trials actually came in my final year as opposed to any other year. Because every other year had their challenges. Another thing to point out is, whilst I had a 5.0, there were people that grasped concepts faster than I did in school. And like, I would have to learn from those people when they got it in order to be ready. And it was that was something that also stressed me sometimes, because on one hand, so being someone that is, supposed to be smart,
the high achiever of the whole set.
Yeah, high achiever. You don't expect that I would get this concept straight up as it's coming. I'm just there in class and focusing, so I should understand it. But there were times that I actually didn't get stuff. And one of my challenges was when I did not get stuff, it might be difficult to get who can explain it to me for me to get it.
Okay.
But that was also another problem. Like, so people could understand things, but not everyone could explain what they understood.
Oh, it's like articulating it. Was always an issue.
Yeah, or not always. Sometimes, right? But then there were also times that, of course, once I had that conversation with someone else that had gotten it, then I was good. So that was one part of things. So the challenges of the times when I didn't fully understand what was going on, and that stressed me. But like I mentioned, my final year, that's when I had some of my biggest challenges. So first off, my project. So yeah, because what was going on was that I wanted to take on a concept that I hadn't been taught in school. And I mean, of course, everyone says, shoot for the stars and be aim for the moon.
Aim for the moon, you land in the...
So I was trying to reach
Yeah, admirable, very admirable.
but the moon had its own destination. I said, no, bro, you gotta find something else. So I tried to do that, and because that wasn't the exact field that my supervisor was part of, like that was his direct field, so there wasn't as much support he could give me in that regard. But of course, I don't blame him. It's just what he had competence in.
Yeah.
So I had to do more of the study myself. I had to reach out to lecturers and professors, of course, within the university. But again, the challenge was kind of across board. But then I got to reach out to people that were out of the university and get some more information about that. And that was what helped me to do that. But it took a lot.
The challenge, regardless.
I think that's a way of that. And then, of course, there was a course one time as well. One of my lecturers, I don't really know.
The course was just giving you so many values. From left to right, so you had to jump.
I nearly got a B in it, basically.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
what course was that? Was it gas control?
No, those were the good ones. Special topics.
Okay.
Yeah, special topics in petroleum engineering.
But funny thing is, special topics, like contrary to popular opinion, that's one of the courses I'm actually using. Like the knowledge, I'm actually using it, So I don't know. I didn't also like the course because it was so new, so many. I don't know. Just say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, it was new, but more than anything. So you were the set after mine. So we were the ones that were forming the curriculum ourselves. So you can understand the challenges around that, because that was the first time it had been introduced to the university, the department, and we were basically building that curriculum. So we had the exam to review research papers about, I forgot how many we were given to review, but to review them and then come to the exam and write each of those, write our summaries.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Quoting, per time, citing, and all of that. And
yeah, we did that.
It was just
challenging. Challenging to say the least. Because sometimes you'll be reviewing the papers and you're like, what? Sometimes it's just too much. You're literally in undergrad. So, you jumped over the hurdle last. Me too, I jumped in like this.
Exactly. We are here to tell the story. And I think that's the beautiful part of everything. Because I feel going through all of those, they've helped me with building resilience in general. I can face difficult things, but I can come out of it. And I'm sure we'll still probably talk more about my experience moving to the UK, but there is I've had to exercise that muscle a lot more.
Everything just new experiences, and nothing new comes easy. It's a lot. So moving on to leadership and extracurriculars, you were not just focused on academics, like you said. You had 3 priorities. You were very active in leadership, head girl even from secondary school, SPE President. We know your backstory. NUESA, fellowship. How did you balance all that?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, choosing what my stressors were going to be, that was a key decision I had to make. And one of the things that prompted that was a near breakdown I had. It wasn't near, it was a breakdown I had in my 3rd year. So it was so weird and just bad. I was at the food court. So just picture this. I'm at the food court.
Yeah.
I'm just there with my friend here, waiting on the line, Zolkis to order Louisiana pasta.
Famous
and
pasta.
And all of a sudden, I just start crying. I just start crying on the
Just like that.
Just like that. Because I had been so stressed and it had started weighing on
you.
But like, I was trying to ignore it and just push it away and say,
you know,
okay,
can move on.
Pass. And so, and thankfully my friend Shania was there with me at the time, and I just told her, I'm sorry, I can't be outside at this place. I need to go away from here. And so she then, got the food whilst I just made my way back to the hostel to just go and cry. And so that was in finding
everything. You with everything.
Where I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose what I'm going to do. That's what is going to happen. So
everything else
that was what
come after.
So that was what made me twice as intentional about making that distinction between what I needed to exert my energy on and my time on. So of course, engaging in these extracurriculars, I did that because I actually liked the causes that I was volunteering for. And I think that's a key thing concerning volunteering that many people just tend to forget about. That, hey, you shouldn't just volunteer just because you're trying to fill up your CV. If you're volunteering, you should volunteer because you actually care enough about the cause to do it, even if you were not getting paid for it. But I feel like that information is being lost amongst people, and they're just trying to have titles for their CV because you attend every workshop and they're like, oh, volunteer, oh, think of an internship. Like, it's great that you're saying these things, but like,
do I actually care about
training these people to value the places? Because it's a key thing. People can see when you're not giving your all to something, and it's just always
you see the volunteers and like some of their energies, you'd be like, do you want to be here? It's literally a volunteer position. And I think that is another challenge. Some people are finding it hard, to find something that they actually care about enough that is open to volunteer roles. So that is something that I would say it's like a challenge. I don't know. Some people, they want to volunteer, but they don't have so many, avenues, because the people that are actually looking for volunteers, some of them post about it, some of them, tell their people to tell their people, but the people that they actually want to volunteer for are not doing that, you understand? So I believe that's something that should also be looked into, kind of making forum for volunteering and volunteer activities, at least amongst Nigerian universities and young professionals.
I get that, and that's valid, because in the end you want to be able to ensure that you find a place that relates to where your heart is at, to give your all. But at the same time, I think there is a balance that can be struck when it comes to that, where if you can't find exactly that, there are still certain skills you want to improve upon. And whilst there is a first thing, there is probably a second and there's probably a third, and you can get involved in those. So I don't think people should sort of limit themselves, and of course, like, they also shouldn't leave it to be that it's only those that reach up. And this is something else that came to mind. So sometimes we are trying to look at maybe setting big shots as places we volunteer with, and I get it that, okay, if I get to volunteer with, say, UN or their world or something, that's huge, and I get maybe international opportunities and all, and that's fine. But I also see that there are other places that aren't necessarily as big, as renowned, that are doing something similar, and you can be part of those. So I think it just takes that extra research. If you really say you care about that cause, that you would rather engage with another forum, even if it's not the biggest one at the time, and still give it your all. Because I just believe that a man that's diligent in his work, it won't be long before it shows.
Looking back, how were some of these your roles that you took upon? How were they important to your personal development?
Yeah, I mean, super essential. So a lot of the things I get to do now, I think undergoing those things, being part of those communities, is significantly contributed. So of course, leadership. I run Maximising Chronos, as you know. I have a team. We're about 7 now.
Okay.
So I mean, leading that team, when I'm working with the team, I would just remember my time in SPE where I'm like, okay, programs chair, can you do this? Can you do that?
Can you get flyouts? Can you?
Exactly. So those same skills that I learned at that time, they are more or less transferable, and they are playing a major role in what I'm doing at the moment. Time management, that became an essential asset for me as well. I mean, I'm making money from helping people my time.
Yeah.
So being able to balance all the roles I occupy, it also taught me to, like, I realized that this was knowledge that I had gotten and I wanted more people to have as well too. That was something I got from there, and that's something that has influenced me or helped me going forward as well. Communication, interpersonal relationships. So due to the regular interactions, I mean, I got to have lots of friends from many other universities.
Yeah, guys, Precious is a celebrity. Let's during those conferences. Oh my God.
So many relationships, many interactions, and some of those people have gone on to become friends, like people I can go an extra mile for.
Yeah.
And I probably would not have met them if I did not interact with them or interact with these volunteer roles that I was part of. There have also been opportunities that I got to know about because of these friends that I meet. And then the presentations I got to give during in these volunteer roles as well, they've helped me in my presentation skills. I get to speak with more confidence, and I have also just learned a lot. So, I mean, I really recommend it. Like, I think I say it all the time. I don't think I can tell my story without talking about SPE, because it literally changed my life.
Yeah. Let's talk about your industry exposure, internships, volunteering, even the conferences you attended. How important was it to get involved very early from like your university time?
It was important though.
Like, how early were you involved? I mean, like, I know when I started hearing you on this.
I didn't do.
But like, how early were you actually involved?
Okay, so I actually got involved in SPE from my 100th level. Like, as I joined university, I joined SPE.
No, I mean, it was compulsory at the time, but were you part? Were you actually active?
I was. It wasn't so it wasn't the way it was for you guys.
Okay.
When I joined SPE. So we were the ones that made the people go through it, trials and tribulation. And it paid off.
It paid off. It did. It did. I mean,
when I look at everyone, this is just me diverting, but when I look at everyone, you know, where they're working now or stuff like that, I'm just so excited to see. And I mean, I know there's place of networking and connections that could have helped, but at the same time, I believe that there are skills that helped people by volunteering and just being part of the industry. So it's just for me to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I digress. So what I was saying, I got involved in 100 level. I saw my leaders. So there was Hajara, Shalom, Chinaza, and every other person that was working at that time. And I saw their dedication. I also liked the SPE interface. Like, I liked that I could just do stuff online for myself and not like, it's not like a hassle, because I've been in some things that, it didn't work as they should have.
Yeah.
And
You saw something that was
I
working.
saw I saw something that was working. I saw something that I wanted to tackle. And then, of course, like, just seeing Hajara, how she carried herself, the intentionality she put behind it, I just loved it. And she really has inspired me a lot. And because of that, like, I was part of it. So I got to volunteer from the start, where there were calls for volunteers in first year. I joined in. So it was so crazy. In my first year, I got to attend NICE. NICE is something that people don't get to attend till their third or fourth year.
Final
Never
year.
attend at all.
Final year.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Nice in 100
I
level.
attended NICE in my first year, and that was because. So I mean, in the end, this is really just a World Cup London days. But in my first year, Nile was hosting STSE,
Oh, okay.
which is the Technical Symposium and Exhibition. So because we were hosting, we needed lots of volunteers to be part of the LOC. So I was like, yeah, count me in. I enjoyed it. And, I got to interact with lots of professionals at the time. And they were just like, wow, you know what? I'm going to give you a pass tonight. Just because I see your dedication, I see how you're carrying yourself, and I just wanted to be there. And that was how I attended my first night. So from there, like, I went every other year until I graduated.
Wow. Multiple times. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were
Every year.
at this game.
I don't think I missed any year except the COVID year, because that was virtual. But every other year I attended.
Your internships at Cypher Crescent, how would you say those experiences shaped your interest or your, impact in the energy industry?
Cypher Crescent was a major blessing to my career. One thing being in Cypher Crescent did for me was that I learned to learn. Like, I say this all the time to the CEO, like, being at Cypher Crescent, especially during my undergraduate internship, I just learned to appreciate knowledge. Not just because I was trying to pass an exam, but because, like, I just wanted to understand the concept and value it for what it could give, and not just because I was trying to pass an exam. So, and that was where I started learning a bit of programming. And of course, now my program in university for my master's is still around programming. I mean, more to be said about that, but it's still around programming, data science, and machine learning. So being exposed to those at that time, it did that for me. But also, like, the petroleum engineering concept, when I would hear the engineers at Cypher Crescent speak about reservoir engineering concept, I was like, wow, what is this mystery? And it didn't feel like...
Like, what is...
It didn't feel like... Yeah, like, it didn't feel like what had happened when I had those concepts in school. Like, I was actually intrigued. You didn't see me reading textbooks with my LP Dick or Tariq Ahmed, and I'm like, wow, reservoir is very
This
fundamental.
is something.
This is good. This is good.
Oh my God.
So imagine me, like, deriving the material balance equation from scratch without a book, because, like, I just loved it. Like, I enjoyed it. I had great people reading. So I think that exposure made me appreciate the industry more, and more than anything, not just about the industry now, but that value for knowledge, that appreciation for a concept, for what it is, and not just because I'm not just learning it because I'm trying to pass an exam. That was a very defining moment for me, having my undergraduate internship with Cypher.
I believe we all have something to learn. You learn to learn. Wow, okay. Moving on to the PTDF scholarship, I mean. Let's get into the PTDF.
It's demanded.
Yeah. You were one of the successful scholars, and I mean, she has a full-on YouTube video to herself, in fact, detailing everything. But, like, can you briefly share the process, what the process was like? Let's not even talk about, okay, what should you do? Like, what was the process like for you?
Okay. Fun fact, this was my second time applying for PTDF scholarship.
Oh,
Yeah, and that would come as a shocker to many because first, why are you doing this? Of course. Well, first, I didn't make it because I wasn't done with my NYSC.
okay.
So I was like, they emailed me and they were like, oh, when will you be done with NYSC? Because of course, like my application was good, but it was like, bro, when will you be done?
Like,
and I was
be
like,
fast.
October. And oh no, interviews are in July. You need to have the certificate by then. So
Very unfortunate.
that was but it was so sad because that was now like an extra year to wait for, and within that period, like I started having lots of pieces of advice come to me.
Okay.
You know, oh Precious, maybe you should consider something else. Maybe you should go somewhere else. Maybe, but one thing that anyone that knows me or has followed my journey would understand is that I don't do things just because they should be done. I do things because Lord says I should do them. So moving to the UK.
You had
moving to the UK. This hand thing is sending me, I can't believe. Moving to the UK, moving to Imperial, those were leadings by the Lord. The clarity is there. I mean, I shared the whole thing about it on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Yeah, I remember.
Like the clarity, the specificity, and the precision was out of this world. There was no other thing I could do but to go to the place they said I should go to. So whilst, of course, within that year, it was like, you just start thinking, okay,
And then you options, like, actually, what can I do?
What can I do? But, trusting the Lord, and of course, now we're here. The process, of course, I applied, waited, and then received my... Sorry, this sounds like a very boring lullaby.
No, it was just the whole process now. You've already said it. It's just reiterating.
True.
So it doesn't have to be detailed.
But But I mean, I think it was great. My interview was one of the interesting parts as well. Because I think I saw a great demonstration of the hand of the Lord there as well. Because I got there and so this is why like SPE is interesting to me as well. Because I run into many people that were my guys.
Okay, like your SPE guys. Okay, that means
students
and what?
Students and interviewers.
Okay.
So I'm like, oops. See my guys.
Wait, that means tomorrow or next tomorrow, I might see some people.
So of course, I also didn't want a situation where it was as though I was basing my progress on the fact that I knew these people.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were interviewers. I just ran into them there. By accident. Not that they told me, I'm going to be here, or I just wow. So,
what would you say helped you stand out in the interview? When you got there, you saw them and you did not want it to be like, because you know them, so you had to prove yourself. What would you say you did?
Well, I mean, just to make this clear so that it's not misunderstood, but my direct interviewers were not people I knew, and people I finally had my interview were not people I knew, but other people that were working within the panel.
Okay, just so familiar.
As part of the organizing committee were my people. Yeah. So, what made me stand out? Of course, there's oil, but beyond that, not beyond. In addition to that, I think I knew why I wanted to do what I wanted to. I wasn't just trying to run away from the country. They said to me, so I had to be sure that I was defending the person that sent me. And so I knew the course I wanted to do. I knew why I wanted to do it. I wrote my statement of purpose with a lot of intent and clarity. And so when they kept on asking me questions about things that I mentioned within the statement, the least I could do was to give them the reason why I wrote those things there. And they just had to be like, oh wow, okay, great, that's exciting, that's interesting. Explaining why I did what I did, professional associations I was part of. Of course, seeing my results as well. There was even something interesting that happened around my WAEC results. So
Okay.
I had never picked up. Yeah, I had never picked up because you need the original WAEC certificate when you're going as well. So I never picked it up. So I never picked it. So now I don't have it. So I just got the one from the WAEC website.
So you checked it there.
Oh no. Yeah, so they were like, no, that this is a photocopy. You can't work with this. So I said, okay, I will. So for the longest time, I had been carrying my WAEC card, like the one from the first time I wrote the exam in 2017, in my wallet. Just out of sentiment and not because, like...
Why is it in your wallet 10 years later? Oh my God.
Not for anything, but just for sentiment. But I didn't realize that I still have maybe like some extra scratches, like extra use cases of it that, they use it to check my results again. So I didn't have to buy another scratch card there. And then guy like checks it, and of course it matches with what I brought. And he was like, this is your result. This is my result. Or what can I say?
It's not easy now, Even your IGCSE result, I think I saw it. I was just like, oh my God, that's something.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just really lovely, to be honest, and giving it to them, having the conversation. To be honest, my HRV was really like a conversation, and then coming out, I run into this lady, and she's just looking at me like, she just had this.
Like you're just.
Oh my God!
I've seen a unicorn. What have I seen? Who is in my front?
Do you understand?
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's why, like, many times, and I know this is not a confusion around, like, the face or anything, but like, I've just seen the hand of the Lord.
The Lord, like, the circumstances are they align too much for it not to be that.
What?
Yeah.
So much, like, she just hugged me. So much love and office in Nigeria. He just hugged me like, oh God bless.
Well, what can we do? Now that you're at Imperial College in London, how has the transition been? Like, how different is postgraduate study abroad from undergrad here in Nigeria?
So remember the resilience I spoke about?
Yes.
Yes, I've used it a lot in high school. And I feel like I've changed a lot. I think I got to embrace the growth mindset a lot more than I thought was possible for me. And I mean this because, of course, like I said, I was exposed to programming, but I think I came and I was exposed to computer science.
Yeah, so like it's different.
Yeah, so like I'm actually going deeper, like into the intricacies of stuff, like why they're the way they are, and it just felt like it is exactly what I signed up for. Maybe I didn't really read the terms.
Yeah, did I check well? Did I? That's usually how it feels when you start something new.
Yeah.
It's not an easy experience.
It's been demanding. My classes are like in a 9 to 5 format, so everything is from Mondays to Fridays. So I go to school every single day, as opposed to what maybe most people experience, where maybe they only go like twice in a week and then they have maybe a coursework or something. Yeah. I go to school 5 days a week. I'm learning new concepts. I'm learning new concepts every single day. And then I write tests every other week. So I learn a concept Monday, by Friday I'm writing a test on it.
Okay.
That kind of thing. And I don't have exams, so these tests are like my key assessments. So unlike in uni, maybe the first month you can try to chill, up to focus.
You know where the exam is. So
and become serious in exams. So I don't have exams, so there's no redemption arc. So
no, wow.
So I think that put a bit of pressure on me as well. To be honest, I think I had another breakdown. This one wasn't a productivity breakdown. It was like, God, can I do it?
It's like, what is my life? Is this where I should be?
And so I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I just thank God for the people He has put in my life, really. So one of my friends, he was like, you would have to define your own metrics of success, you know. And when he said that, it's struck me, because I then began to look at it more critically. There are people in this program that are from a computer science background, that are from many other places. So whilst I'm glad that I'm able to create a machine learning model that can predict whatever I'm trying to predict, I may not be able to go into decorating that algorithm to make it do some other fancy stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I was able to build a model that is actually predicting what it was supposed to predict.
The main
And that's a
functionality.
major, exactly. And that's major progress for me. And I'm glad about it. Of course, I will stay there, but like, I appreciate that progress. Like, I'm not going to undermine it because I'm comparing myself to people
Exactly.
that I've been doing this for the past 6 to 7 years. So I think understanding that really changed the perspective for me. And now with my thesis, I'm being more intentional about like being dragged, like doing things that are way out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm doing something related to geoscience at the moment, and I'm just like, bro, first off, I didn't learn geoscience. Like, that's not my field. That's not my core field. But I'm intentionally taking on that challenge, and I really just love it. Of course, the people, lovely people, diverse, very diverse class, and that's been nice. Yeah.
That's nice. I believe something I have been practicing amongst what you said was the whole, setting your whole goals, setting your own metrics of success. Because like, I read something somewhere that for somebody to become at least a professional, I will not say a professional, but somebody that's good at something, they have to have put 10,000 hours. So if I'm doing something and I'm doing it badly, I just remember, like, have I actually put 10,000 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never even put up to 3,000. So, and then I'm doing something like as impressive as somebody that has put up to 3,000 hours. So you just have to, know how you measure your success. Moving on to your entrepreneurship. I mean, guys, on top of all this, she says she goes to school Monday to Friday. She still started her own productivity company, Maximising Chronos. What exactly inspired you to start it?
Okay, so Maximising Chronos is actually a God-given vision. But I believe that it's something that came from a sense of observation as well. Like, just seeing that, like, people were actually just living below their potential. And it was like the root cause was clear. Just for wasting time. So
Yeah.
I knew that it was possible, because I think many times people just feel like, oh, I don't think I can do more than this. But like, you actually can. And that's why for us, like, we believe that everyone has the ability to stay in control of their time. And that's why we exist.
Wow. A lot of people struggle with time management, Cha. Can you share one of your practical tips on you give your clients? Anyone that is watching, anyone that can any tip that can apply to anyone that is watching.
All right, definitely. So, I mean, I've already mentioned prioritization. That's a key one, the key thing. Like, if you get prioritization right, it's like a good part of your problem just solved. But an even bigger thing would be writing.
Okay.
Like, write everything down. We have too much trust in our brains and ability to remember stuff. And one thing I've realized is that you're only as effective as your ability to remember the things that you're supposed to do. And so many times, like, you reach out to someone for something maybe you guys had agreed that they were supposed to do, and then they're like, oh, I didn't remember.
Sorry,
you know? But like, but if we have created a structure to account for that thing, creating something immediately, like, okay, this is coming, this is my deadline, this is this is what I have, this is the time I have to do it, this is how long I think it will take me to do it. Like, just being able to account for those as the tasks are coming, it just makes it easier for you. And also getting as much clarity as you can concerning the task. Because there was something that happened to me before where I'll just say yes to whatever the person was saying to me. And then I'll go back
and try to figure it out.
Yeah, like, what do you really mean by this?
Like, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do it? Like, there will now be 10 options. Oh God, I suffered this because I was a project engineer trainee last year. Oh my God. He would tell me something and my boss wanted me to come back. Like, that was his plan for me to come. Why didn't you just tell me? I'll now go and I'll be wasting time trying to figure out what he meant. And then I will still go back. Like, last, I will still go back. And then he'll tell me, what took you so long? Okay, so this is how it goes. This is how it goes. Like...
Yeah. So I think those are just some primary things, but of course, lots more discussed within Maximising Chronos. So check us out. Shameless plug.
Well, guys, check out Maximising Chronos. What would you say is your vision for Maximising Chronos?
Okay, great. So we envision a world where every young person maximizes their most valuable asset, which is time.
Okay, that's nice. I'll write that down. Okay, so let's wrap up everything. Looking at your journey so far, what would you say to young petroleum engineers or students who want to build a strong career?
Okay. I feel so privileged getting to speak about this. First and foremost, stay in purpose. Ensure you are right where God will have you be, because that makes it easier. The journey will, like, it may not be smooth, but like, there's a different level of tenacity and resilience that you're able to exude, knowing that you are exactly where God will have you. Then, of course, volunteer, network, and leverage. Like, when I say network, people think I'm talking about speaking to mentors or people, and that's fine. But like, talk to your peers. Like, a lot of people that are working with me in Maximising Chronos are my friends. They're my friends. We started together, and then of course there's some other people that came in as volunteers, and now we're more or less friends as well. So network with people at your level. It doesn't have to be the big shots. Start with where you are.
Okay. If you could go back to your first year of uni, like you just entered now, fresh off the plane, what's one thing you say you would do differently?
Post on social media.
Okay. Elaborate.
Honestly, because I'll just post more, because I believe I've done a lot, and I was kind of putting myself in a cage where it was sort of false humility, to be fair, because now I look back at it, I'm like, bro, I think you have liked that. You would have liked it if this thing was outside.
Yeah.
So, I'll have just posted more. And of course, I don't regret it, because in the end, I was never doing it for the recognition. But then at the same time, like, there's also the case of people recognizing the things that you've done, because that helps you for what you're trying to do. So I've started posting more. I've been one of you LinkedIn girlies, boys.
Who is that? Are you not our Oga? You're literally our Oga, like, final boss of LinkedIn. That's you. Any final words for people trying to juggle everything? Academics, leadership, internships, and personal developments?
Yeah. I'm not going to be modest. I'm going to shamelessly plug Maximising Chronos.
Oh, the final word is to check out Maximising Chronos.
Yes, Maximising Chronos will change your life. But more than that, you can do it. Like, you can actually do it. You can do everything that you need to do. It's not out of your control. It's not out of your reach. There is more to you than even you realize. And you have to come to that understanding that there's more to you. And when you do that, like, it's going to propel you. I feel like Sorry, it's supposed to be final words. I'm supposed to be sweet and sure.
No,
But like, I feel like there is a bit of identity crisis that holds people back in showing their full potential. And I feel like that's another thing that I grew in as I moved as well. Like just realizing that, hey, there's more to you than you've even realized about yourself. Like I move with even more confidence than I did before, and I love it so much because, like, hello.
I mean, like, hello.
So you can do it, and just start where you are and keep going. Don't compare your journey to anyone. Have your own template, your own blueprint. Run with it, and you'll be fine. Follow Maximising Chronos.
Thank you so much, Precious, for sharing your story. Guys, I hope you were able to pick up so many gems from this conversation. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and drop your questions or comments below. I'll also leave links to connect with Precious and check out Maximising Chronos. See you in the next one. Bye.